how didn't I learn this before? A genius trick to cook chicken. To start our recipe, we are going to fold a sheet of aluminum foil just like this. I'm going to shape the edges until I get a small boat-shaped pan. We are going to repeat the process with 2 more sheets of aluminum foil and place them on a tray. Right after, I'm going to add 2 sliced red onions. We are going to spread them evenly across the bottom of the 3 foil pans. I love recipes like this, simple but with a different touch. Now I'm going to add slices of 2 tomatoes. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Jennifer Miller from Austin, Texas. I'm so happy that you're enjoying our recipes. Next, I'm going to use 3 chicken breasts. We are going to make cuts on top, making sure they're not too deep. I love this moment because it feels like the recipe is starting to come to life. Right after, in a bowl, I'm going to add half a cup of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 3 minced garlic cloves. And with a utensil, we are going to mix everything well until smooth. Then, we are going to place the chicken breasts into the bowl, and I'm going to coat them in the mixture until they are completely covered with the seasonings. I always take my time here because this is when the flavors really combine, soak in, and the final result shows up with much more presence, both in taste and aroma. Right after, we are going to transfer the chicken breasts into each of the foil pans. Tell me what you think of the recipe so far. I'd love to know. Now, I'm going to place it in the oven at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. After that, we're going to take it out of the oven. And right away, I'm going to add mozzarella to taste, spreading it on top. Every time I get to this part, I remember that cooking isn't just technique, but also the emotion of transforming simple ingredients into something special. Right after, we're going to put our recipe back in the oven at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes, or until the cheese is golden and bubbly. And after that time, I'm going to carefully take it out of the oven. I love this kind of recipe because it delivers exactly what it promises. It doesn't require complicated steps, it doesn't need hard-to-find ingredients, and even so, it grabs attention with the result. The smell and the taste are incredible. I've made it several times at home, and all my friends and family love it. And the best part, it's practical, simple, and manages to surprise even when you least expect it. Make it at home too, and tell me what you think.
Just wrap the chicken in foil, a genius trick no one teaches. We'll need 2 chicken breasts. I'll drizzle some olive oil on top. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and spread well on both sides to season. Now I'll wrap it with foil, fold the edges, and place it inside the air fryer. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a big hug. Today's hug goes to Jennifer Miller from Austin, Texas. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. We'll leave it at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. After that time, we'll take it out, place it on the cutting board, and open carefully because of the steam. This recipe turns out incredibly delicious. Make it at home and then come back to tell me what you think. I'm sure you and your family will love it. Now I'll cut the chicken breasts into smaller pieces. Done that, let's move on to the next step. In a pan with a bit of hot oil, I'll add 1 chopped onion, 3 chopped garlic cloves, and let it saute. I'll add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of mustard, and mix well. We'll add 1 cup of heavy cream and let it come to a boil. I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and stir. Now we'll put the chicken into the pan and mix it with this wonderful sauce. We'll finish by adding parsley on top to taste. It gives a super special touch to our recipe. Tell me, what's your best chicken recipe? I'd love to know. This sauce will be delicious and pairs perfectly with our chicken.
I learned this at a restaurant. This is the most flavorful chicken I've ever had. To start our recipe, we're using a whole chicken. I cut it in half like this and open it with my hands to expose the inside. Next, I add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, then I flip the chicken and add again 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now I squeeze butter over the top. Using a kitchen brush, I spread the butter all over the chicken. And before I forget, let me know what city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Olivia Barnes from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Now in a pan, I add 1 tablespoon of butter. Once it melts, I add 9 cloves of garlic and fry them well. I set the garlic aside. Let me know what you think of the recipe so far. Next, I place the chicken in the pan and sear both sides. I love trying new recipes, and this one is worth every minute. I remove the chicken and place it in a baking dish. In a bowl, we add 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika. I mix everything until it becomes a thick, smooth sauce. Then I brush the whole chicken with this sauce and cover the dish with foil. Now in a pot, we add 500 grams of potato. Add water to cover and let it cook for a few minutes. Meanwhile, I place the chicken in the oven at 356 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. In another pan, I add a drizzle of olive oil, spread sliced onion, and add half a red bell pepper. Sauté everything well. Back to the potatoes. Drain them and add to the sauté. You're going to be amazed by the result. The flavor is incredible. Now I add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and parsley to taste. Sauté everything very well. This will be the perfect side for our delicious chicken. I learned this recipe while working at a 5-star restaurant, and since then, it's been a regular in my home. One of those dishes everyone expects as soon as they smell it cooking.
Next time you cook chicken, try this easy and delicious recipe. I'll start by adding 3 chicken breasts cut into cubes into 8 whole eggs that are already in the pan. Then, season with 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and mix everything very well to combine. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Emily Johnson from Denver, Colorado. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Tell me how you usually make chicken at home. I'd love to know your recipe. Now I'll add parsley to taste, 150 grams of shredded mozzarella, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and mix everything well until smooth. Once you cook chicken like this, you won't want to make it any other way, because the result will really impress you. It's very practical and super tasty. Now we can add 3 tablespoons of wheat flour and mix again. Cheese in our recipes is never too much. It gives that special touch my whole family loves. After that, I'll place the pan over low heat, cover, and let it cook for 15 minutes. After this time, I'll flip the recipe with the help of a plate. Then, add 100 grams of shredded mozzarella. I'll cover and let it cook for another 10 minutes, which is just about the time it takes for the cheese to melt. Make it at home and then come back to tell me what you think. I'm sure you'll love it.
I should have learned this sooner. A genius trick I picked up from an Italian. For today's recipe, I'm gonna slice 1 chicken breast in half, just like this, without cutting it all the way through. Then I'll cover it with plastic wrap and tenderize it real good with a meat mallet. Oh, and before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Weston Pierce from Georgia. I'm really happy you're enjoying our recipes. After that, I'll remove the plastic and cover it with a pot lid. Now I'll trim the edges of the chicken that are sticking out from the lid, just like that. I'll transfer the chicken to a plate with wheat flour. Make sure it's well coated. Now in a bowl, I'll crack 3 eggs. Add a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Mix it all really well. Then I'll add half a cup of Parmesan and 3 minced garlic cloves. Keep whisking everything nicely. I'll throw in some parsley to taste. Any idea how today's recipe is gonna turn out? Now I'll dip the chicken we prepped earlier into the mixture. Time to coat it all over again. Next, I'm melting a tablespoon of butter in a pan. Spread it all around. Once hot, in goes the chicken. I'll place it nicely and let it cook till golden. Then I'll flip the chicken to cook the other side too. Once it's ready, I'll set it aside for later. In the same pan, I'll pour in 1 cup of chicken broth, 3 minced garlic cloves, the juice of half a lime, and some parsley to taste. Mix it all real well. Have you ever made a recipe like this? Send it my way. I'd love to try it at home. Then I'll add 1 tablespoon of butter again. Give everything another good mix. Now I'll bring the chicken back into the pan and coat it with that flavorful mix. Make this dish today and send me how it turned out. I'd love to know you enjoyed it. Now I'll take the chicken out of the pan and plate it. This recipe is so quick and easy, saves me tons of time during the week. To finish, I'll spoon some of that sauce over the top of the chicken. Just look how gorgeous this meal is turning out. I can't wait to dig in when it's done. It's looking absolutely irresistible.
everyone is putting chicken in the air fryer after seeing this genius idea. I'll start by adding 500 grams of chicken wings to this bowl. I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I love making recipes with garlic. I'll also add some olive oil to taste. This exclusive preparation will change how you see simple recipes. Now, I'll mix everything well with my hands. And before I forget, let me know which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Michael Ross from New York. I'm so happy you're enjoying my recipes. Look at how it's coming together. I bet you're finding this super easy to make. After mixing, I'll transfer everything to an air fryer. This time, we won't be using oil to fry. This is a unique cooking method. I'll arrange the pieces with a spatula so they all cook evenly. When you make chicken wings at home, what kind of seasoning do you like to add? If you know any special secrets, let me know. I'd love to hear them. Now, I'll close the air fryer and let it cook for 10 minutes. After that, I'll use a spatula to stir all the pieces. This helps prevent anything from sticking to the fryer. With just a few ingredients and a simple preparation, these wings will surprise you with their incredible flavor. This is one of those recipes you try once and never forget because it's so delicious and easy. I love making creative recipes like this. The flavor is perfect. I'll let it fry for another 10 minutes. Now it looks great, and I can move on to the next step. In a bowl, I'll add 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of barbecue sauce. When combined, these ingredients create an explosion of flavors. You'll see. I'll also add 1 tablespoon of mustard. Would you add anything else here? If you know a secret ingredient, let me know. Next, I'll add 1 tablespoon of honey. I love making recipes with honey. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and half a teaspoon of black pepper. I'll mix everything well until all the ingredients are fully combined. The best part of this recipe is that it's quick, easy, and requires only a few ingredients. That's why it became a regular dish in my house, and I know it will in yours too. Now it's perfect. This sauce is the ultimate match for chicken wings. It's the secret ingredient that makes the flavor incredible. Now just transfer everything to a serving dish and enjoy. If you loved this recipe, you're going to love my next tips. I still have many more secret recipes to share, so stay tuned so you don't miss anything.
People keep asking me why my fries are so crispy and full of flavor. Right here, I've got 3 large potatoes, already peeled. I'm going to cut them into strips, just like this. Now I'm placing the potato strips in a bowl, covering them with water, and using my hands to give them a good rinse. We'll let them soak for about 20 minutes. After that, I drain the water and dry the potatoes really well with a clean towel. And before I forget, tell me what city you're watching from so I can send you a big shout out. Today's shout out goes to Nonhlan Lamsiza from South Africa. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. Next, I'm transferring them to a bowl and adding 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, black pepper to taste, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 3 tablespoons of wheat flour. Then we mix everything together until the fries are evenly coated. In a separate bowl, I'm making a quick dipping sauce with half chopped onion, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of mustard, and a pinch of black pepper. Just give that a good mix. Now I've got a pot with hot oil. Once it's heated up, I'm adding the fries and frying them until they're golden and crispy. Guys, these fries come out so crunchy and delicious. You have to try this. Make them at home and let me know how it goes. I'm sure you're going to love them. When they're done, I transfer them to a plate. Tell me, how do you make fries at home? I'd love to hear your method. Let's give them a try with the sauce we made. By the way, do you have a secret for getting your fries super crispy? I'd love to hear it.
If you have potatoes and onions at home, make this delicious recipe for your dinner. I'll start by cutting 4 potatoes. At this stage, you can cut them into small pieces. This combination of potatoes and onion is perfect, believe me. I have a pan with preheated oil ready, and I'll fry all the pieces of the potatoes I cut. To this day, I haven't met anyone who refused to try this recipe. I'll add half a chopped onion. While it's frying, I'll add 6 eggs to a bowl. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. I'll mix everything well until all the ingredients are nicely combined. This preparation method is exclusive and you'll only find it here. It's perfect for those who want to spend little. You can try it at home and then tell me what you think. After mixing, I'll take the potatoes I left frying and add them to these ingredients. This is the ideal point. It will have this crunchy texture and a golden color. Perfect. Let me know if you would add any other ingredient here. If you know any special secret that pairs well with fried potato, feel free to share. I'd love to know. I'll use a spoon to mix. Now, in a pan, I'll add some olive oil. I'll use a brush to spread it evenly over the whole pan. I made this yesterday for my friends, and they liked it so much that they asked me to share it with you all. It's already a routine at my house, and I'm sure once you try it, it will become one at yours too. I'll put all the ingredients from the bowl into this pan. I'll use a spoon to organize and align everything in the pan. I learned this recipe when I was young, and now I also make it for my kids, and they love it. When you make it, come back and tell me how it turned out. I'll cover it and let it cook for approximately 10 minutes. It will have this texture. I'll use a plate to flip it and cook the other side. Did you see how easy it is to make an amazing recipe with just a few ingredients? I'll cover and let it cook for another 5 minutes. Done. When finished, just transfer it to a plate, cut it, and serve this delicious dish. Guys, I love this recipe. I'm sure you and your entire family will love it too. I make it every weekend, and when I do, nothing is left. My family loves it and always asks me to make it. If you don't have much time to cook and want to make a perfect dinner, this is a great option. But don't forget to invite your family to enjoy it. I hope you liked this recipe. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. See you in the next video. Bye.
How did I not learn this sooner? A genius chicken trick everyone should know. We're going to start by folding 3 sheets of aluminum foil, just like this. Do you have a special trick for cooking chicken? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. Now place the foil sheets on a baking tray. I'm adding 2 onions, sliced into strips, and spreading a bit into each foil packet. And before I forget, let me know what city you're watching from, so I can send you a big shout out. Today's shout out goes to Lashid Siwale from Zambia. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Then I'm adding 3 tomatoes, sliced into rounds, and setting that aside. Now take 3 chicken breasts and make a few shallow cuts across the top. In a bowl, I'm mixing together a quarter cup of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of black pepper, and 3 cloves of minced garlic. Stir it all together until well combined. I hope you're loving this recipe so far. Let me know how you cook chicken at home. I'm always excited to hear new ideas. Then dip each one into the sauce until fully coated. Place the chicken on top of the veggies inside the foil packets. Now we're going to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. Keep in mind, cooking time may vary depending on your oven. Once that time's up, take it out of the oven and top each piece with 150 grams of mozzarella cheese. Pop it back in the oven just until the cheese is melted and gooey. I just took ours out of the oven. It's such a shame you can't smell this through the screen. It's unbelievable. The chicken is juicy, flavorful, and so tender. This recipe is truly incredible. I discovered the trick that changed my life in the kitchen. Now, I only make chicken this way. For this recipe, we'll need 1 frozen chicken breast, and I'm going to grate it using a peeler. Tell me which chicken recipe is the most popular in your home. I'd love to know. Now I'll transfer everything to a bowl. Here we have 2 potatoes, and we'll also grate them using the peeler. And before I forget, tell me what city you're watching us from so I can send you a big hug. Today's hug goes to Daniel Moore from Chicago. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. Once that's done, I'll add them to the same bowl. We'll need 1 onion, and we'll do the same with it. We'll add the onion to the bowl. Now I'm going to grate 200 grams of mozzarella cheese, and we'll put it in the bowl, then add 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and mix it all together really well. Make this recipe at home and come back to tell me what you thought. I'm sure you and your whole family will love it. In a pan, I'm going to add a bit of oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, and stir until it melts. Once that's done, I'll transfer all the mixture into the pan. And I'll smooth it out with a spoon so it's nice and even. I'll cover and let it cook for 15 minutes. After that, I'll flip it using a plate and put it back in the pan. Cover again and leave it for another 10 minutes. After removing it from the pan and placing it on a plate, I'll sprinkle some parsley on top. It gives that special touch to our recipe. This recipe is absolutely delicious. A chef taught me the best potato I've ever eaten in my life. I'll start by cutting 5 potatoes into medium pieces. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a big hug. Today's hug goes to Michael Johnson from Austin, Texas. I'm really glad you're enjoying our recipes. Then I'll place everything in a pot, cover with hot water, and let it cook until tender, about 15 minutes. Now, in a pan, I'll add 1 tablespoon of butter, stirring until completely melted. When that happens, I'll add 3 chopped garlic cloves and sauté. Tell me, what's your favorite potato recipe to make? I'd love to know. I'll add half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of chicken seasoning, 1 cup of heavy cream, and mix everything well. The flavor of this recipe is simply amazing. You won't regret making it, and it's super practical. I'll transfer our cooked potatoes into this pan and mix well with this tasty sauce. For that special touch, I'll add 150 grams of shredded mozzarella. Finally, I'll add 20 grams of grated Parmesan and stir well so the cheese melts and blends into the sauce. At this point, the cheese has melted completely. Now just add some fried bacon pieces on top and also chopped parsley to taste. Mix everything well. The aroma is already perfect. Imagine the taste. Make potatoes like this at home, and then come back to tell me what you thought. I'm sure you and your family will love it.
A genius bread trick everyone should know. To start, we place 500 grams of sliced bread with no crust in a pot with hot water, filling up to halfway. Using a kitchen tool, I press the bread down well to soak up the water and make sure it softens completely. This step is key to turning the bread into a dough. After a few minutes of pressing and mixing, you'll get the perfect base, firm and easy to shape. Next, transfer to a bowl. Cover with plastic and let it rest at room temperature until it cools. Once cooled, take a small portion and shape it into a disc. And before I forget, let me know what city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Mason Clark from Tucson, Arizona. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. I actually found this recipe by accident while trying to use up some ingredients at home. And it turned out so great, it became one of my favorites. With my finger, I poke a hole in the center of each disc and rest it again. I do this with the whole batch. Every time I make it, I know it'll catch attention. The dough sets up perfectly, holds its shape easily, and even though it's simple, it always looks impressive. In a pan, add oil up to halfway. Once the oil is hot, carefully place the shaped discs in to fry. Make sure they get golden on both sides. Each time I make this recipe, I realize how much the final look depends on this step. It's where the texture sets, the finish shines, and everything turns delicious. Now for the part my kids love, and I'm sure yours will too. I'm gonna melt 200 grams of white chocolate and chocolate in the microwave for 30 seconds. Then I roll them in rainbow sprinkles to taste. Next, I dip one of the discs into the melted white chocolate and then roll that delicious ring in granulated chocolate to taste. How fun is that? Make this at home and let me know how you decorated yours. I'd love to hear about it. This is the kind of school vacation recipe kids love to make while learning to cook and spending quality family time. Every time I make it, it gets the same reaction. It draws attention, delivers great results, and still surprises. It's the kind of recipe worth repeating without a second thought. Attention! Don't fry chicken in oil anymore. Secret to frying in water. In a pot with hot water, let's put 1 kilo of chicken leg. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Let's mix with a spatula and combine all the seasonings really well. Then cover and let cook for 15 minutes. I'm sure this recipe will become part of your routine. Let's add 3 cloves of minced garlic. Tell me if you've ever made chicken like this. I'll add 5 tablespoons of soy sauce and stir again. And before I forget, tell me from which city you're watching us so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Emily Johnson from Denver. I'm happy that you're enjoying our recipes. I'll cover it and let it cook for another 15 minutes. Using just a few ingredients that anyone has at home, we can make a meal much tastier than those sold in traditional restaurants. I'm sure you'll like it. Let's add 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of ketchup. I learned this recipe from the owner of a 5-star restaurant, and after I discovered this amazing trick, I could never eat chicken any other way again. You'll never need to use oil at home again. This super simple way of frying chicken is much healthier, easier, and makes less mess. Look how beautiful it's turning out. To give it a special touch, I'll sprinkle some parsley on top. The amount is up to you. Put as much as you want. Remember that this step is totally optional. I really wish I had learned this incredible secret before. That's why I'm here now showing you this step by step. If you don't believe what I'm telling you, make it at home and then come back here to tell me what you thought. I'll love to know. The smell is amazing. The taste is even better. It became one of my favorites since the first time I tried it. It's already the biggest hit at my family gatherings, and I'm sure it will be a sensation in your home too. A great option for those days when you don't have much time to cook. The best part is that I'm sure you already have all the ingredients at home. You can serve it as a side dish with a bit of rice, or even as a main course. Teach it to that friend of yours who loves chicken. I'm sure they'll be really happy and might even send you a message to thank you. In less than 40 minutes, you have a complete meal for lunch or dinner. Feel free to customize this recipe however you like. I'll love to see your combinations.
Add cabbage to boiling water and you'll love the result. I'll start our recipe by placing 1 cabbage into boiling water. The cabbage is already well chopped, so let's stir a little and let it cook for about 3 minutes. After this time, I'll remove it from the heat and drain all the water. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special greeting. Today's greeting goes to Emily Bwalia from Zambia. I'm happy that you're enjoying our recipes. Now, I'll add cold water to stop the cabbage from cooking further. Tell me, how do you prepare cabbage at home? I'd love to know your recipe. In this pan, I have olive oil. And I'll add 1 chopped onion, 1 grated carrot, 1 chopped green bell pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and mix well, letting everything sauté. Now I'll add the cabbage to the pan and mix it with the other ingredients. Guys, this recipe is incredibly delicious. Try it at home and come back to tell me what you think. I'm sure you and your whole family will love it. Now I'll transfer everything to a bowl . These ingredients go perfectly together and give a special flavor to the recipe. Then add 2 chopped tomatoes, parsley to taste, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and mix everything very well. This salad is complete, easy to make, and absolutely delicious.
When I prepare chicken like this, there are never any leftovers. To start, we're going to take 2 large chicken breasts and slice them up. 2 chicken breasts is perfect for this recipe. Now I'm going to slice these and then go ahead and cube them, just like this. We want to make this into smaller pieces. It'll be faster to cook. Now this chicken recipe is delicious. You have no idea how tasty it is. And honestly, it just takes a few minutes. All right, once you've cut up your chicken, go ahead and add those pieces to a larger bowl for seasoning, just like this. Now I'm going to start with some eggs. I've got 3 eggs here. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of black pepper, a spoonful of paprika, and a spoonful of salt. We're also going to add 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And now just mix everything together very well. And this is going to be a delicious seasoning for our chicken. This recipe is honestly so quick and it is super flavorful. All right, at this point, we're going to add half a cup of flour. Mix everything together again, and you can just see how simple and easy this is. And this is the texture we're looking for. We're now going to add 100 grams of grated mozzarella cheese. I'm going to add some parsley for some flavor and color. And now we're going to be adding a tablespoon of roasted garlic. Let's mix everything together again. And that's it. Our seasoned chicken mixture is ready. And honestly, in just a few minutes, you've prepared a deliciously seasoned chicken. All right, now we're going to go ahead and fry this chicken in a pan. I've got a pan here with some oil that's been heated up. And now we're going to add those chicken pieces right on top of the oil. Now you can go ahead and turn your heat on to medium. Add as many pieces of chicken as you'd like and arrange them in the pan just like this. I'm going to fry the chicken in larger pieces, as you can see here. Fry on one side, and then we're going to flip them over to fry the other side. And after a few minutes, they are nice and cooked. Our chicken is crispy and super tasty, and honestly, my mouth is watering. All right, let's let the other side cook. This is looking so good already. All right, and just after a few minutes, our chicken is ready. Go ahead and remove that from the pan and serve it on a plate. And now we're going to finish the rest of the recipe. Just going to fry up the rest of that chicken. And just like that, it's ready. Our seasoned chicken is perfect. Perfect recipe with spices, chicken, and cheese. Let's give it a try. Make it at home and you won't regret it.
I don't fry chicken in oil anymore now. I only fry it in water. To start today's recipe, place 1 kilo of chicken legs in a pot with hot water. I'm sure you'll be impressed with the result. Cover and let it cook for 15 minutes. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Mix everything very well. Oh, and before I forget, tell me what city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's hug goes to Emily Bennett from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm so glad you're enjoying the recipes. It's really easy, practical, and quick to make. No reason not to try it. Cover again and let it cook for another 10 minutes. Using just a few everyday ingredients, we can make something more flavorful than restaurant meals. Next, add 3 cloves of minced garlic. Pour in a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. This recipe has been one of my favorites since the first time I made it. At home, there are never any leftovers. Cover and cook for 10 more minutes. Share this recipe with your friend who loves chicken. I'm sure they'll love it and want to make it often. Add 1 tablespoon of mustard and 1 tablespoon of ketchup. I learned this trick from the owner of a 5-star restaurant. Now I can't eat chicken any other way. It's very important to stir everything so the flavors come together. To give it a special touch, sprinkle in some parsley as much as you like. This part is optional. Only do it if you want to. You have no idea how delicious this is. The smell is just amazing. If you don't believe me, try making it at home and come back to tell me what you thought. I'd love to hear. I'm sure this will be the star of your Sunday lunch. All my friends and family keep asking me where I learned this. It's easy, quick, and super tasty. If you're looking for a chicken recipe that doesn't take much time, this is the one. It's a perfect option for those days when you don't have much time in the kitchen. This is definitely the best way to brighten someone's day. When I make hot dog like this, everyone asks me for the recipe. I'm going to start by cutting 500 grams of hot dog into slices. And before I forget, tell me what city you're watching us from so I can send you a special shout out. Today's shout out goes to Ryan Mitchell from Austin, Texas. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. After slicing everything, it'll look like this. Perfect. Now I can transfer it all to a bowl. I explained everything in detail so you won't have any issues when making it. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of wheat flour. Mix everything well until all ingredients are combined. Take your time. When you make this at home, send me a picture of the result. I'll set it aside and move on to the next step. In a pan, I'll add some oil. The flavor of this recipe wins everyone over. Can't go wrong. Then I'll add the hot dogs to fry. It's one of those recipes that surprises with flavor, even using simple ingredients. Now I'll transfer everything to a bowl. In another pan, I'll add oil. And also 3 cloves of chopped garlic. I love cooking with garlic. It's perfect. Now I'll add parsley to taste. Stir well while it fries. The smell of garlic is amazing too. I'll add 1 cup of tomato sauce. In the end, the result is an explosion of flavors. Then, I'll add a 1/4 cup of water. Now, I'll keep stirring. No rush. This is going to be perfect. The flavor is simply unforgettable. I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of chimichurri, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and half a teaspoon of chili flakes. Then, I'll place the hot dog back in. Now I'll add 3 tablespoons of ketchup. Mix well one more time. Look how beautiful it's turning out. Done. This looks perfect. Here I have 2 breads. I'm going to cut them in half to add the hot dog. It's so delicious it'll be gone in no time at your house. Every bite is a wonderful experience. I'll place the bun on a plate and add the sausage. You can add as much as you want. This snack has always been my favorite growing up, and now I'm showing you how to make it. I'll add mayonnaise to taste on top. I love making recipes with this ingredient. To make it even better, I'll add mustard to taste. Even people with no kitchen experience can make this. You don't need to spend hours cooking to have an amazing dish. It's a perfect recipe for when you want something quick and tasty. It'll become a classic in your house. It's impossible to make just once. Tell me, didn't you get hungry just by looking at it? I'm sure everyone at home will love it too. The best part of this recipe is that you can make it in no time and with just a few ingredients. Now it's time to enjoy it with the whole family.